Well, welcome YouTubers and Explain Cirrus lovers. We're here at Atlanta, Hartsfield Jackson Airport, and we're on runway 9, and this is my Cirrus jet right here with all the added accessories that I added in through Plane Maker. As you can see, there's quite a bit of stuff in here. No room for anything else. And I just want to bring your attention to the side here. This you can only see when you're using this main panel and not the 2D panel. There's a fire extinguisher here and also the chute in case you want to deploy the parachute that the Cirrus jet has. And just quickly, we'll run over this at another time, but these are all the switches. A lot of them I've added. Transponder, the fuel quantities over here displayed. Outside air temperature, the clock, the audio panel, the nav-com set, the radios here, the FMS, which is pretty neat to have, the Stec 55 Autopilot, rudder control, rudder trim, and we moved the light switches to this side, and we've added some other annunciators over here. What else? We've added a few things over here, and same with over here. We changed the top over here with indicated airspeed, a different one with the display, and also the control right here, the adjusted. Same with the altitude, and also the vertical speed indicator right here. But let's get started with this flight here around the Atlanta area. I want to show you how the FMS GPS controls the Cirrus jet, bringing it to the right altitudes and also the waypoints without any problem. Then also at the end capturing the ILS, which I've seen or read on xplane.org. Some people are having problems capturing the ILS, but we'll see. Let's get started here by starting it up. We're going to throw the battery on, the avionics, fuel switch, fuel pump. Whoops, come on avionics, you didn't make it. And let's give it a master caution. Ignition switch on. Okay, the fuel selector is on both. And let's get this started. We've also changed, by the way, the start button rather than the one that came with the default. I think this one's a lot easier, starts faster. So we'll just hold that in. As you notice that the N1 is coming up, we could let it go after you hit somewhere around 20%. Fuel flow is coming up. Controls them down. Let's get rid of some of this clutter here with all this stuff on. Put a little weather over here, see? And let's bring this down to about 10. Okay, we're not going to be dealing with ATC, so we're going to be flying at altitudes. If you were in IFR, you wouldn't be flying in the direction at certain altitudes. But let's get this on, put the transponder on to TCAS, and okay, let's bring up the flight plan in here for the FMS, I'm sorry. Here we go, got a bit of view. Let's load it because I've already programmed it, and we'll run through the different some of the features here. And that there would be Okay, starting off at Hartsfield Jackson at ground level here. We'll go to the next one. I've put in the airport. What you do is you would hit airport, the ICAO code for the airport, and it'll come up. And this is Paulding County, or rather Paulding Northwest Regional. And I have it set to fly at 3,000 feet there. And that is done by just hitting this, which we'll do right now. And you see the cursor come up here. We have to hit a 0 first, and now it will go to the next one. This was originally a 0, but we would have to hit the 3. And if we wanted to make it a 5, 3,500, and 20 feet, you would just put in the rest of the digits. When it's done, you just hit next. Next one is an NDB, Echo Victor Zebra at Cartersville. And I had already programmed it to 4,000. And that there is done by hitting NDB first, put in their call letters, and it'll come up. And you can put the altitude in. If you leave it blank, the altitude over here, it'll just continue with the previous waypoint's altitude, and it won't change until you change it for a waypoint. And the next one is a fix, and it's called Noon, and I have it at 4,500 feet. Next one, okay, is Bappy, and that is going to stay at 4,500 feet from the previous. And let's see what else is over here. Go back to the beginning and let's look at the flight plan mode and run through it again. I'll tell you what, let's bring this out so we can see it. Whoops, the other way. Here we go. Let's put this rascal in nav mode, and we'll be taking off this way. Now, the winds. Okay, we could take off at this here runway right here, because we're not using the weather, actual weather. Let's go to the 3D mode. Let me make sure my trim is working here. By the way, I'm going to take you outside, show you the livery here that I got at explain.org. A fellow named Al, I guess, put this on here. Oops, let's get outside. Here we go. We put rotating beacons on. We got tie downs underneath. On top here, he added the gas caps, pitot tube. Also, the turbine inside here should be spinning. Let's take a look. It is. Okay. And let's get the rest of these stuff on. Yeah. Put nav lights on. The strobe lights, beacon. And we need our landing lights on the 10,000 feet. Oh, here it is. Here we go. That's the ILS frequency. We'll leave that on. Let's put the audio panel on, volume on. And what else? Okay, that looks, we got a lights on. I also added auto brakes. Let's put on RTO, rejected takeoff if we have to. Let's get this here on the VNAV. So I guess we got to let's put the flight director on. Localizer, VNAV, and let's set the auto throttle up there. Just takes a little time to get up there. Put it at about 200 knots. Alright. Everything is set. Okay. Set it to GPS. We didn't activate it though. It's armed. And I think we are ready to go. I think it looks good. Alright. Let's put one stage of flaps in. We're not using a checklist because we want to get this up and going, but I do have a checklist I found on the web, which I'll be making it available online for the people that want it, and I had to modify it for the other equipment that I added here. Okay, let's make sure the brakes are on here. I want to bring the power up. Okay, and we want to rotate at 80 knots. Release the brakes. Take it up. Gear up. Flaps up. Let's set the auto throttle and turn on the flight director, GPS. We should be making good turns soon. Landing gear. We're not landing, lady. Let's increase this here some. Generator on. You're coming around. Just got to come out, come up this way, make a circle, come up there to KPUJ. Right now the FMS has got control of this with the Autopilot. Showing over here 30.3 miles to KPUJ. The Autopilot, and I guess the FMS, sets the vertical speed, and it's usually set probably to exactly by the time you get there to be at that altitude, but I think we could increase it some. Let's get this going. Right, our speed here is 208 coming up there. Let's bring this on up now. A little more. We'll set it to 250 knots. We're under 10,000 feet. The bank angle is set here to 30 degrees, which is fine. Should start to level out. She did a turnaround to pick up this here radial here. that was programmed in from the way we took off. And it should come this way and then start turning right here. Here we are, we're turning right. And we're set to 3,000 feet, or rather it is set to 3,000 over here. And that's just where it's going to take us. We're at 2,760 feet now. You got about another 220 feet to go. Okay, the VSI has come down. We'll level off at 3,000, coming right up here. The speed is 251 knots. Our ground speed is 262. And here we are. We're going to come this way and pick up this here course right here. Oh boy, looks like we got some sharp turns to do here. Now we're going to come up this way and around. Let's bring it up. Let's zoom in on that, or zoom out. Yeah, see, we're heading up this way. Let's go a little further. Okay. We got some crazy flying to do here. All right, let's put airports on. We're still 24 miles from KPUJ, Paulding County Airport. We're still a little bit out of our range here. I think this is it right up over here. But you also bring in all these other airports into view. And while we're at it, being at the next waypoint after KPUJ is the NDB at Cartersville. Why don't we put that in? Let's put in ADF, and that's 208. Oops. Let's come back this way. Okay, let's put in 2. Move it over. 0. Move it over. 8. Okay, let's plug this guy in. Move it over to the active frequency. Let's see, we're still chugging along over here. Okay, we're back. I just paused the video just to take up some time, not just watching green scenery going by. And it shows KPUJ is right here. We want to make that turn here, and it's about well, we're coming right up this very shortly. Looks like about 8 miles. KPUJ, yeah. You notice over here We also installed the radio altitude from Plane Maker, and this is the altitude above the ground. We should be starting to turn very shortly. Here we go, starting to turn, and I think we'll go outside to watch this here. Making that turn here. Yeah. Here's the new waypoint that came up, the one in Carterville. 17.3 miles, and we should be climbing here at 4,000. Oh, we have been climbing. We're getting close. We're at 3,840 feet. Still have a little more to go. Still making the turn. Just following the course line. And here is the NDB right here that we're heading to. And when we get here, we'll be making a right turn, going to our fix, the noonie fix.